What's up, guys? Jacoby YT back with another video, guys. Today we're talking about Arrow Season 5, Episode 6. So it begins. So, guys, this episode is a Prometheus-heavy episode. We learn about what he's doing, why he's doing it, and possibly who he is. And I'll talk about the biggest WTF, maybe in Arrow history at the very end of the episode. It is crazy, and I don't think it's true. But, guys, so Prometheus is a good villain, in my opinion. A solid villain. We haven't seen enough of him to put him on that great villain with, like, Season 1 Malcolm and Season 2 Slade. I don't know. Like, as of now, I mean, Arrow's had good villains. I mean, Ra's al Ghul was, Malcolm Merlin was a great villain. Slade was a great villain. Ra's al Ghul was okay. I mean, good. He was okay, good. He wasn't in it enough, I don't think. What's his face? Damien Dark was a pretty good villain. One of the best parts of Season 4. And yeah, but I think Prometheus has a chance to be in the great villain category, guys. And I'm excited to see his character evolve and, like, learn more of his motives and who he is eventually. So, guys, we catch up in this episode where we basically see Diggle and Oliver, or as they refer in this episode, the A-Team, going and basically following up, being drawn out by Prometheus, and then we see the whole thing. So it says... So it begins, and yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. It deals with fire, and I know Prometheus might have something to do with fire and, like, mythology or something like that. But yes, guys, so yeah. So, guys, we also get some cool stuff with the recruits, because usually we just see the recruits are battling and fighting. But we got to see more of a backstory of the recruits, especially about something I'll talk about a little later in this review. So, guys, early in this episode, we see Prometheus starting to kill random people, and basically, they're calling him the throwing star killer, because he's using, like, throwing stars. He's not really using arrows. He's really using that bow. I don't know what I'm doing, but, so yeah. So it's interesting, because I don't know if his archery is not really that good, because we haven't really seen him really kill anybody with an arrow. So, that's kind of interesting, like, how they're using the Prometheus character, like, because there's a scene at the end where it seems like he's almost, like, he has, like, full metal jacket. That's a movie. But, so yeah. So, guys, basically, that's kind of interesting, how they're really winding in his character. But I'm really liking how they're doing the Prometheus stuff. It's like there's this one scene where they go into some sort of, like, fair or carnival, and somebody thinks they see the throwing star killer, Prometheus, and it goes into full freaking chaos, guys. Like some people who do own guns, they start shooting everywhere. There's this one cool scene where Oliver shoots this guy's arrow. This guy's holding the gun because he's so scared. He literally goes through the barrel, and that was sick. There's cool other stuff. I mean, basically see them playing, like, control the situation, like round control. So that was kind of interesting. We haven't really seen Arrow done that in a long time. We have also got the biggest, like, what? The second biggest what in this episode, because we got two, like, what? I mean, I think a lot of us knew this was coming, but we have Felicity and Curtis finally figure out the pattern that the names that Prometheus is killing are spelling out the names from the list. I think we saw Adam Hunt, who's, like, the main guy that everybody thinks of when you think of the list. Adam Hunt, Ted Gaynor, a couple of other people. Ted Gaynor was the security guy that used to be friends with Diggle in the war. So, yeah, basically it's connecting back to Season 1 heavily, guys, and it's awesome seeing the list back, guys. I'm not gonna lie, that was awesome, guys. The list, Season 1 was fantastic of Arrow, and it's really cool that they're bringing it back. And it was really cool when we get to see, like, Renee's reaction to all this, when he's like, you had to kill list? And it's kind of interesting because the recruits take this heavily. Like, I don't think they... At, like, one point, Curtis mentions that, like, he didn't know Oliver was the Hood. He just thought Oliver was the Green Arrow. So it's kind of interesting to see how people don't really know much about Oliver's backstory on the new recruit side. And that kind of sparks this whole, like, kind of, like, Team A team versus B team, where the recruits think they're not being told the right enough information. And they're kind of, like, upset that Oliver didn't tell them that he was basically a serial killer back in the day, going down names of the list. We all know that those people were bad, but they really don't. They just see the names of stockbrokers and people like that. They didn't know they were part of the undertaking. I don't even know if they know what the undertaking is. But yeah, guys, so basically we get to see the list return. We get to see a fallout between Team Arrow a little bit that gets resolved at the end of the episode. And then we got to see the pretty cool fight scene, between Artemis and Prometheus. I thought Artemis, I don't know, Prometheus was letting her win, because she definitely did get a pretty good fight in there before he eventually knocked her down, and then Prometheus left before Oliver can get him, and the whole parachute arrow was sick. I mean, who doesn't like trick arrows like that? Remember, was it Season 2, the punching bag arrow? I thought that's awesome. Who doesn't like some good punching bag arrow? I mean, honestly, if you don't, like, I don't know, but So guys, at the end of this episode, we get to see Team Arrow kind of uniting, and they're going to a convention hall for something, and we get to see Felicity call Oliver over and basically tell him that the throwing stars that Prometheus is using to kill the victims is melted down arrows from Oliver from season 1 through 4. So they basically say this has to be somebody that has access to CSPD folders, Star City Police, like the department, like lockup and everything. So, and then we cut to a scene where we see Quentin, Lance, drunk, probably blackout drunk, and he wakes up, cancels a call to Thea, and then we see he has a cut on his arm, similar to where Artemis gave him the cut to Prometheus, and then we see a throwing star on the desk. So this could mean a couple things, guys. So this is a huge, what the? Like, literally, this is huge. Like, this is the biggest WTF that we've gotten all season. And so, but I think it's a couple things. I do not think Lance is Prometheus, honestly. You're telling me that when he gets blackout drunk, he becomes Prometheus? That doesn't really make sense, guys. But, alright. So, there's a couple things. I think Prometheus could have something to do with the League, because we all know I'm making a video of Talia al Ghul is coming to Arrow. So, it could have something to do with the League. Maybe, something to do, Control or something like that. Two, he could just be gang framed, honestly. There's a guy used to be, he's fit, and, he used to be the police commissioner, and now he's a drunk, and maybe he's just putting that, on as, kind of a backstory. We don't know, but we've known Quentin Lance to have alcohol issues, so it's not like all of a sudden it's a brand new thing. So, yeah, so that's one thing. Or third thing, he could be Prometheus. But I just don't see that happening. I don't see them taking Quentin Lance and making him Prometheus. I mean, it doesn't seem like Flashpoint really changed him, or changed any of the main core characters. It didn't really change Oliver, at least that we know. It didn't change Diggle, it just changed his son. So, yeah, that's kind of, interesting about how they're working that out. But, so, it was a really solid episode, guys. Not as good as last episode, probably my second favorite episode of the season. Hopefully, Arrow keeps on being great like this, guys, because as of now, I think it's the best show on the CW out of the 4 main superhero shows. I'm still loving The Flash, Supergirl, and Legends. I'm having my Legends review come out later. I really did enjoy episode 5. So, I think it was Compromise, episode 5 of Legends. I thought that was a pretty solid episode. We got to see some more Reverse Flash and Damien Dark. And then next week, we're going to the Wild West, Jonah Hex Part 2. And yeah, guys, so it's looking like a great week. Flash is back. Fortnite crossover teaser trailer I'll be reviewing and reacting to. And yeah, guys, so if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to give a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in my next video. Peace.